We got the 308 to the right. All right, lights focused. We got Earl. I've got all the motors.
We got a duster over here.
And then hard to your left.
Wait, you got a...
Hello and welcome to the shop. I'm Jared and this is the Questionable Garage. And this is the third car in our Fix and Flip series. We started off a couple months ago with a broken Toyota 4Runner. It ended up having some security faults and needed a ton of maintenance that we were able to work through, getting it running and working well, and we were able to sell that. And then our second car came along. It was a Jeep TJ 1997 with the inline six manual transmission that I should have made a lot of money on, but instead we kind of just ended up giving it back to the family that had it brand new. But that allowed me to kind of incorporate some creative funding. I went back to the books and figured we would have cleared between $9,000 and $10,000. That was the approximate profit from our Jeep Wrangler. So that set me up to buy something that I spent all my money on. We don't have any budget for fixing it, and it's incredibly broken. So we're gonna have to get really creative and work through this one together to make it work. But I couldn't say no. Some of you maybe have seen it in the background floating around. It's been here a while because the opportunity came up and I had to get it. The good news is it's astronomically expensive to fix, like through the roof. But the whole reason I had that particular opportunity is when I was trying to get ready to run the Southern Classic with my friend Henry, we were running around looking at buying just any car that fit the rules, and I just so happened to run into an old friend that I worked with well over a decade, 15, at a Firestone when I first moved to Georgia, many moons ago. That'd be about 20 years ago. But we caught up real quick, we exchanged phone numbers, and about a week later he called me up and was like, hey, don't know if you'd be interested, but I got a car that I'm selling for a customer. That was a good trap, Jason. I bit right on that worm and I'm hooked. If you've got a guess, comment it below. What do you think it is? Timestamp it. You know, you can do that. Timestamp your comment so we know if you're cheating or not. What do you think we're about to look at? All right, guys, last chance. You now have a new angle of it. What do you think we ended up getting? Now, before I actually pull this cover off, remember our original rules of picking a car when you're doing the fix and flip yourself. One of the biggest things you need to factor in is that emergency, I can't fix this for reasonable money. Can I get my money out of it? And this car, we can make money. We'll actually make money if we part this out, but we'll make more money if we fix it. So that was an absolutely huge factor in going ahead and buying this car. Factor, what does that remind me of? Factor. Oh, today's sponsor, Factor 75. Hey, welcome to a place you haven't seen yet. This is the living quarters of my new trailer that I picked up, and I got it because I've got a lot of traveling to do, and Factor is a perfect tool while I'm on the road. If you haven't heard what Factor is yet, it is a meal delivery service that delivers right to your door, fresh, never frozen, ready to heat and eat meals. They are a sister company to HelloFresh, and let's be honest, I don't even have a grill for my stove yet, so I would not be able to utilize an entire make-it-yourself meal. They're good. I love the convenience of just throwing something in the microwave, especially in the shop or on the road, of just having a meal in 2 minutes that tastes amazing. What's also great about Factor is you've got so many different ways to pick your meals depending on what your dietary needs are. If you're vegan, if you're on keto, you're wanting high protein, if you just want the chef's choice, whatever they think is gonna taste great with the ingredients they've got, pick and configure the box the way you want it. You also have great convenient add-ons like these really good smoothie shakes. I mean, these are fantastic to squeeze in between meals or alongside your meal, depending, if you're outside running and burning a lot of calories. They've been a great and incredible asset for me as I'm working on trying to get myself in a little bit better shape. Now we're gonna have Italian sausage and sweet pepperoni today. All you do, take it out of the box, stab the plastic, throw it in your microwave. 2 minutes later, you've got a warm meal. They come pre-portioned in a size that I fill up with pretty comfortably. One of my other favorite things with Factor is they are very affordable compared to your alternatives, especially when you're on the road. Getting through fast food, you spend a lot of money, and I am getting something that, in my opinion, tastes way better than most fast food, or really all fast food, and it's with me wherever I'm at. And this is a 48-foot long trailer. I'm not going through any drive-thrus. Now, if you're ready to get some fresh food delivered right to your door, head on over to factor75.com or click the link in the description below. Enter code questionable50 and you get 50% off your first box. Again, that's factor75.com. Click the link in the description below, pinned comment, really easy for you to find. Enter code questionable50 and save 50% off your first box. All right, do we go this side first or this side first? Here, let me just try pulling it. Nope. Okay. The good news is it included a really nice fitted car cover. All right. How about now? You didn't guess earlier. How about now? How about now? No. Oh, it keeps getting stuck, slowing my reveal down. Look at that. Come on, you're ruining the reveal. Mirror, please. Okay, we'll do it this way. There. We got ourselves a Porsche. The cheapest running manual Porsche on the market. So I'm told. This is, oh, it's still stuck on that mirror. I'm gonna have to do it all over. You're ruining the reveal. There. This is my 2002, or was it a 2003? It's my date of manufacture. This is my 2003 Porsche Carrera 4S manual. It's got the 6-speed in it. It is all-wheel drive. It is the most desirable optioned non-turbo 911 that you can get. I am really excited about it. It's been upgraded a little bit. It may have a lot of miles on it, but this is ours. I'm really excited to be tearing into this thing. I've done some Porsche stuff, not a ton. So we got a lot to learn together, and I've not looked at it at all. I've been waiting for this moment for the Jeep to be done so we could take a really close look at what we got. So let me pick you up. Let's take a look at this thing together, because I have no clue what I have here. Now, first off, I said this is the cheapest running manual 911 out there, which I do believe is true. The cheapest part, I don't know if it's running yet. It was $10,000. We paid $10,000 for it, which is pretty much everything we had in our fix and flip budget, but we got a lot of car, I think. I don't know how we're gonna fix it, but we got a lot of car. If you know anything about Porsches, these front ends just do not get a lot of love. The running egg, the earlier style, where this little teardrop over was orange, I don't know, some people really hate on them. I kind of, poked a lot of fun at them, but at the end of the day, I don't hate it. This is an aftermarket front bumper. I think it complements the car really well. Like this is a sharp looking car. It being the 4S means we've got the wide body, not a narrow body Porsche, which is, I don't know, the narrow bodies in the back, they don't look right. We've got reproduction, I believe, again, I'm not a Porsche guy. I think these are 997, which is the next generation newer Porsche reproduction wheels on it. We've got the aero package wing. Now, this is not an aero package car, but this is, I believe, a factory Porsche wing sitting on the back of it. The paint is mostly there. The clear coat has started to check out just a hair. It's a very dull clear coat. So it needs a little bit of polish work, maybe some ceramic coat to bring it back around. Our little inserts on the roof rails are clear coat failing, a little more paint failure there. You know, it ain't perfect, but it's a car. And I am going to follow Derek's rule. You always check the trunk first. If we're gonna do that, we've actually got to start up here. This is where it lives. We have got an empty frunk. There's nothing there. So I've put a battery in it because the die-hard that was in it was, well, it died very hard. And I'm not a fan of those batteries because my ISF is currently bricked at home. Because I had a die-hard battery in the car that had a bad cell, I tried to get it warrantied 3 different times and they kept denying it. And rather than me being smart and just, you know, putting a new battery in it, I put it back in the car to drive it there to prove it was bad, and it fried some computers. So I'm not using die-hard batteries anymore because they make your cars die very hard in expensive ways. Like I'm facing $3,000 to get the ISF on the road. But we're talking about the Porsche. So this is an aftermarket amplifier. I was told this has a very expensive sound system in it. That kind of indicates that might be true. So, so let's go to the engine. And if I remember, it's this button here. And it makes noises. There's an engine around there somewhere. I'm not sure where. Okay, well then, to the interior. It has carbon fiber accents right there. It has unfortunately been smoked in. I could smell that. Some of the interior trim, you know, is self-removing. Okay, so we'll have to fix some of that. All in all, it is an intact, pretty decent interior. Back there, that is I believe, the aftermarket sub box. That's where seats could be. What else do we got? Oh yeah, the mileage there. It's a spring chicken, 98,000. That ain't much of nothing, right? And then, if I turn the key on, measuring oil, you know. Okay, so we're a little low on oil. Got a Pioneer head unit, and that is what makes this car so special. We got a flappy stick. Hands down, makes every car better, manual transmission. So that's about all I've seen of it. I've never had it up in the air, so let's pick this thing up in the air. And then I'm not sure what to do next because I've had 3 different people tell me, do not try to start this thing based on the problem I was told that it has from my friend. So let's look at it and then try to start it. All right, it is up in the air and we are gonna take our first look underneath it together. I hope I don't find anything horribly unexpected. One thing I'm noticing, and again, knowledge of the platform, one of the other car buying tips, there appears to be some type of trim that we are missing here. That's okay, you know, it's not that important. Traditional high carbon steel brakes, they get lots of surface rust when they are sitting still. Nothing too alarming, no like horrible catastrophic rust on things yet. I'm delaying going underneath because I don't necessarily want to see what's under there. This is a little chewed up, cutting curbs a little close. The wheel kind of reinforces that fact that they're using the wheels as the curb finders. I don't suggest it. That can get very expensive very quickly. But, you know, first walk around, looks pretty good. I'm not too scared yet. Just everything's catastrophically expensive and we have no budget. Underneath here, again, you can tell she was a driver. A couple scrapes through there. You know, custom to mount all of this up. You may be asking yourself, why is it so far you know, kind of off the lift. I may or may not have needed to get that off the lift, so I temporarily put the Porsche in there, and while I was unloading that, I kind of lost control of the car, and it put itself on the lift. It was one of those I could do my best to stop it and risk really hurting myself, or just let it go. And, you know, I was Elsa. We let it go. It worked out okay. If you're in that situation, you're not worth hurting yourself. Cars can be fixed. So, coming up here to the transmission, I do know, I was told it has a short shifter, and that kind of conglomerate of things with that oil indicates that yes, it does. And right there is our engine. It lives in the very back of the car. It is hung all the way out, which creates some interesting driving dynamics when all of your weight is hung out over the rear wheels. So just looking over it, honestly, this is kind of traditional Porsche leakage. They use a lot of oil. Well, I don't say a lot, but they do use oil. This engine, the 3.6, I think that's the 3.6 there. I believe it's rated for a quart every 1,500 miles or something like that. This had an oil consumption test done, and it actually comes in and underneath that, which is a positive indicator and a motivation for buying it, because these engines are known for cylinder wall scoring. It is a boxer engine, a flat engine. The pistons are horizontal to each other, and what that creates is oiling problems on the top of the piston, and they can score very badly. Now, that is a problem that you tend to find much more frequently in northern or cold weather cars. This car has a history where it's pretty much lived its whole life here in the south, meaning the likelihood of it having cylinder scoring along with that oil consumption test is a positive sign that it's just got miles on it. These engines also have a very big problem with their IMS bearing, their intermediate shaft bearings, where they would fail, and that runs your oil pump, so you can lose oil pressure. A couple things related to that. In some cases, they have some timing chain issues, but really not too bad. I don't know these exhausts, but I don't know that that's all stock. These are stock mufflers here, but I don't know. Also looking at our tailpipes, they are not totally sooted. Yes, that is some fuel soot going on, but in a car that was in a really bad way, you would see a ton more oil burn and badness back here. We don't see that, so we might actually be in a good spot. So our next step, well, okay, let me tell you what I was told this car's problem was, and why everyone has said do not start it. It started to set a timing position sensor code, a cam angle sensor code. If it's not a bad cam angle sensor, it means timing chain guide has broken, timing has jumped, something is mechanically wrong with the engine. It is an interference engine, which means the pistons will hit valves and cause a lot of damage. So, my friend who is an expert, has rebuilt more than these really probably than anyone in the South, says don't start it. Jason, the guy I bought it, you know, the mechanic who told me about it, was servicing it for the customer, said do not start it. I kind of want to put a scan tool on it and then let's try starting it. Well, all right, we're lowered back down, and I wanted to see what we've got for trouble codes, but I did notice we had an airbag light on, and we were supposedly getting cam sensor errors. So I plugged in, I got this from Topdon. It's the Diag 600S. I also got from them the Diag Pro, which is a insane fully featured scan tool, but I wanted to try both of them out so I can give you an honest recommendation, because I get a lot of questions quite frequently from you guys. What scan tool should you get? And I really like the features that this offers on paper, so we're gonna try it out. So this is the Artie Diag 600, which is the kind of mid-level, it's not your cheapest entry level. Car, can you be quiet for a second? No? Calm down. There we go. What I like is this offers a lot of the simple diagnostic and basic features that you're gonna need for most every vehicle. The Artie Diag Pro, reason I don't have it here to actually show you is it's at the house where I'm trying to get the ISF working again, where it has a lot more two-way communication controls and you're able to do way more advanced things. So what's great is you've got fully featured, easy to update over Wi-Fi scan tools at rates that are insanely less than what the pros charge. And some of the pro tool truck tools are different names on the exact same hardware and software. So decide what you want. So I've got it plugged in, and what it's already telling me is ABS, airbag, ECM and TCM is supported. And then for other functions, oil resets, ETS, I don't know that, SAS, I don't know what that means either. Body modules, brakes, TPMS, ABS bleeding function. So if we did brake work, the scan tool will support it. So let's turn it on because it's kind of warm in here. So we're key on. Let me turn my vent on just to make airflow. Fan high? Which is the button? There we go. Oh, smokers' cars. Yeah. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, so home folder feedback, I can update it over Wi-Fi. Repair info, it will kind of help, it will help me pull up known common faults for certain trouble codes. It has a nice screen protector that I ruined by trying to remove it. Don't do that. Let's try an auto search. So we are identified automatically as a Porsche 2003 911 Carrera. I'll tell you what, if this all ever lit up at once, your washer, your check engine light, generic hazard, PSM, ABS, brake, parking brake, brake wear, oil pressure, battery, seatbelt, airbag, trunk open, hood open. There's a lot of scary lights on this dashboard. All right, so we are now identified, 2003 996, and we're just gonna ask it for a health report. Tell me what we know about this car. Well, we've already got 2 faults. That's good. Hey, ABS, it's good. We got 1 green light. We don't have a Tiptronic, so that's not a problem. Airbag showing 2 faults. So we got airbag and engine control. Let's look at engine control. As expected, we have a 343 and a 348. Phase sensor 1, camshaft Hall effect sensor 1, not good. And 348, camshaft Hall effect sensor 2, it's not good. Watch this. See, it's cleared. But now we don't have any problems. See, we fixed everything with our scan tool. No problem at all. We are definitely good to start the car. We're not good to start the car, but I'm gonna do it. All right, so something I wanna address real quick too. When I say I bought the cheapest running Porsche 911, Tony Angelo on Stay Tuned bought one cheaper. It was just under $7,000 for a Tiptronic, which is the automatic that didn't run, and he's LS swapping it. This is the all-wheel drive, fully optioned manual transmission that in theory runs, but I'm not supposed to start it. You guys can argue in the comments who got the better deal. I feel like the all-wheel drive 6-speed car for just under $10,000 is a better deal than an automatic that you're LS swapping, because I've got the good flat 6 that runs, right? I do also want to stress, my shirt says make questionable choices, not stupid ones. Questionable choices are something that make you uncomfortable, that doesn't put other people at harm, and isn't just like outright dumb. It's something that, you know, you're going to potentially benefit from. I don't see the benefit in this, but I want to hear it. I trust Jason, the mechanic who diagnosed everything. He knows these cars decently well. He's maintained this car for almost half of its life, so he knows it very, very well. And his suggestion of it having a broken timing guide is probably accurate, going with the fact that we have multiple timing codes. But if you remember, we cleared the code, which means it's fixed. It's not fixed. I shouldn't. We're going to make this run. I really shouldn't, but, you know. I left the last couple episodes for you guys on cliffhangers. I'm sorry. We teased you about what this car was. Some of you guessed it because you saw what was in the background and you could make out the poor side of Zach's comment. You could hear the Porsche sound. Some of you guessed Porsche right. And then on the 308 episode, I left you with just hearing it crank. But if you guys follow on Instagram, you've heard it running. So you guys probably should do that. We also do some fun giveaways on occasion there. And I need to quit stalling. I'm just... Okay, the key is on. Let's make sure it has oil. It's got to finish its oil check. Yeah, we still have oil. We don't have an airbag code. Okay. I don't know if this is one of those doing it for YouTube moments. Because practical me would probably just go ahead and take this thing apart. But I've not been practical in a while. We're doing a Triple Crown Holly. Okay, no more procrastination. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. How's I don't know that you want an engine making that noise. It has compression, though. It is galloping. There's one or two cylinders that are definitely low. All right, we're going to try one more time. Oh, wait, that's right. You got to turn off and back on. Oh, no, you don't. You just have to put your foot down. No, you do. And put your foot down. Oh, one more time. It's running. Oh. It's the cheapest running Porsche. I am so sorry, engine. Oh my goodness. That sounds like broken timing chains and a broken IMS bearing and broken everything. I can part it out for more, but join us next time when we pull an engine out of Porsche 911 and see what it looks like inside.